As I had predicted, today I am proud to note that we have not relented in our determination to fight corruption.
Adamawa State keys into federal government's anti-corruption crusade as President Muhammadu Buhari opens first anti-corruption summit in Yola. Yobe State Police Command allays fears over abduction of secondary school girls in Depchi after attack by suspected insurgents. International Petroleum Summit continues in Abuja. Participants list priorities in growing the oil and gas sector. Good evening. Welcome to NTA Network News. I am Yusuf Aliyu Adi. And reading with me tonight is Elizabeth in Lagos. Transparency, accountability, and social values is the template to measure the execution of the fight against corruption in Nigeria. President Muhammadu Buhari stated this at the declaration of the first Adamawa Anti-Corruption Summit in Yola. President Buhari noted that with the trend of projects by the Adamawa state government in the last 2 years, the state is on the right track towards social development and ensuring accountability. The summit, with the theme Transparency, Accountability and Social Value, is a prototype of the federal government anti-corruption drive to combat corruption in the country. The president will also commission some projects during his one-day visit to Adamawa State.
Determination to fight corruption.
Minister of State, Petroleum Resources, Emmanuel Ibeka-Chukwu, has reiterated federal government's commitment and resolve to develop a stable and enabling oil and gas landscape to maximize investment opportunities in the industry. The minister made the commitment at the ongoing Made in Nigerian International Petroleum Summit while leading a discussion on the 7 big wins, a focused short and medium-term priorities to grow the industry. Lydia Sampson has the report.
The session, chaired by a former GMD of NNPC and Chairman Brass LNG, Gaius Jackson Obaseki, focused on the achievements and efforts to improve on ongoing reforms across the oil and gas value chain. Lead Speaker and Minister of State Petroleum Resources, Emmanuel Ibeka-Chukwu, says, in addition to sanitizing the sector, Nigeria is also promoting gas revolution.
Building back a confidence in the industry. Let the industry see that there was a willingness to do something major in terms of that gap in relationship.
The panel of indigenous key players examined strategic adaptation to environmental shocks, turbulence, and radical institutional change being witnessed in the sector from time to time.
For the success, there must be synergy amongst all the leadership.
Is the 7 must win so that to move the industry forward.
Let us have access in a competitive, fair, transparent manner to more assets.
A session on regulating the African oil and gas industry for better efficiency, lessons from the Nigerian experience, were topical issues around legislation in the sector to keep pace with recent realities also featured.
To ensure that all the bills concerning petroleum industry reform are passed.
I wasn't expecting this good work.
The summit continues with more key presentations on Africa as a potential destination for investment in oil and gas. In Abuja, Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
Joining me now from our Lagos studio is Simbi Wabote, Executive Secretary, Nigerian Content Development Monitoring Board. Hello, and how are you, Simbi?
Thank you.
This is expected to be an annual event. What technologies is Nigeria showcasing in this week-long event?
I think, first of all, this is the first of its kind in the country through the journey of our local content effort in the oil and gas sector. So we have a lot of participants who have attended this conference to showcase some of the technologies and some of the local capacity they've been able to build over the years. Like you know, we started the local content journey 7 years ago. And I think it's come to a stage where Nigeria needs to take a lead within the sub-Saharan Africa as well as the Gulf of Guinea region. And then harness what we've been able to achieve and bring our fellow countrymen and all those within the region into a common place where we can discuss potential technology, where we can discuss the new norm in terms of oil and gas exploitation and exploration in Africa as such. So this platform was purposely created to bring African countries together. And so at the last count, you had about 6 African countries in attendance. We believe that if we remain consistent with this conference and then try to fine-tune it the more, we'll be able to occupy that space in terms of exhibiting technology locally and also learning from others within Africa. The honest truth is that African countries are also looking up to Nigeria in terms of all that we have achieved in local content development. And they want us to work together to share that experience and also to create that relationship between African countries. So I think this is a step in the right direction. We have started. We just need to remain focused and consistent. And I believe over time we will perfect it and we'll begin to compete, if you like, in terms of quality of conference with the likes of ADIPEC, with the likes of OTC. I think that's the goal that the minister has set. And I think this is a very good start.
Wabote, what's the involvement of the Nigerian local players in the furtherance of the Nigerian content drive?
Of course, like you know, every year we do what I usually call a pilgrimage to the overseas offshore technology conference in Houston. And from experience, Nigerians have been yearning for that opportunity where they can also showcase their capability that have been developed over time. And I think this is a wake-up call to us as Nigerians. Yes, you will say that we have been organizing conferences in the past, but this is the first time we are trying to put an international dimension to it. And I think with that focus on what we want to do and the aspiration, as it were, of the Ministry of Petroleum Resources, we will change the game in the very near future in terms of how conferences are organized and participation in those conferences. And I think if you were there at the conference, Nigerian companies did exhibit at the conference, and we hope that in the next edition we are going to expand this far more beyond what we were able to achieve this time around. This is the first outing, and I think with commitment and concerted effort, we will do a lot better than we did this time around.
Well, Mr. Wabote is Executive Secretary, Nigerian Content Development Monitoring Board. We thank you very much for coming on this program. Thank you so much. Back to our story on the president in Yola. The critical stakeholders in the Corrupt-Free Nigeria project have begun a brainstorming session in Yola aimed at entrenching the values of probity, accountability, and transparency at all levels of governance for sustainable growth and development of the country. This is the first Adamawa State Anti-Corruption Summit declared open by President Muhammadu Buhari, who noted with delight that his administration's stand on corruption is permeating across the land with far-reaching effect on public good. State House correspondent Adamawa has details.
The Anti-Corruption Summit, organized by the Adamawa State Government, has as its theme performance-based governance, transparency, accountability, and social value. President Muhammadu Buhari, who declared open the two-day event, described as encouraging that the state not only ventures into the challenging crusade against corruption on its own, but as well subjects its methods of operation transparently for national discourse.
I note with satisfaction the logical steps taken by Adamawa State Government in the last 2.5 years to demonstrate that transparency, fiscal responsibility, accountability, and timely delivery of strategic goods and services to develop the state and enhance the confidence of the people is a viable template to fighting corruption. The projects and progress I have seen in Yola, along with the reports and presentations made here, have given me encouragement on the future of this state. I hope this momentum will be sustained. To the government of Adamawa State, I say well done and keep it up, in quote.
While commending the people of Adamawa State for supporting and encouraging the Bindo administration in its drive towards achieving a better future for them, his administration, he said, does not interfere in the detailed operations of the states, but is satisfied to see that gross corruption is being checked and reported at the local level.
The drive to achieve value for money, as demonstrated by the administration, is worthy of note. I recommend to other states this model, along with all the winning approaches, to enhance the progress and development of our nation.
The president also promised to ensure that there is more responsible and accountable governance at all levels of government in the country. Governor Muhammad Jibrila Bindo of Adamawa State was emphatic that the consequences of trusting power to those that don't have the genuine interests of the people clearly manifested in the prevailing political and socio-economic predicament. Hence his mission to change this narrative to performance-based governance through transparency and accountability.
Once you are in a position, especially a governor, you should know you've been honored by all the Nigerian officers. That how I wish the president will come back, maybe to come and commission most of the roads that we have done. We've been able to construct over 315 roads now within just 2.5 years. I think it's something that Adamawa region should be able to appreciate.
In a keynote address, the secretary to the Adamawa State government, Dr. Umar Bindir, said apart from internalizing the value of the anti-corruption philosophy of the president, the summit is also aimed at showcasing the key factors of transparency and accountability in achieving developmental goals of the state.
We are strategic and focused, we are prudent, we are transparent, we are not corrupt, we are fair and just our citizens are excited. If, based on what you have been doing to us, we are Oliver Twist. If you motivate us more, Your Excellency will do better.
The summit, chaired by Alhaji Ahmed Joda, has, among others, the acting chairman of the EFCC, Ibrahim Magu, ICPC chairman, Bolaji Osanoe, as well as the secretary to the government of the Federation, Bosgida Mustafa, as discussants. Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
The federal government says it will continue to ensure the implementation of its policies as faithfully as possible to drive socio-economic growth and prosperity in line with its economic recovery and growth plan. Vice President Yomi Oshibajo, while receiving a delegation of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry in Abuja, said the private sector in Nigeria will continue to play a prominent role in the economic programs and initiatives of the Buhari administration. State House correspondent Jide Onifade reports.
The Vice President said government would continue to have robust engagements and work with the private sector and stakeholders in developing plans for implementation of several economic projects. He also pointed out that in conjunction with the private sector, the federal government is resolving a number of challenges to aid the sector. Chamber's new president, Babatunde Runwashi, acknowledges the laudable achievements of the government on the ease of doing business initiatives, the Niger Delta situation, and the quarterly meeting with the private sector.
Well, we all can see that if we look at where we're coming from, there had been some progress, particularly this ease of doing business policy of government that was put in place and the various orders that are presidential orders that we have had so far. They've impacted positively in the business environment for us as business people.
Among the requests made are the establishment of the Lagos office of the Nigerian Investment Promotion Council, constitution of boards of MDAs, concessioning of the Lagos International Trade Fair Complex, as well as addressing overlapping regulatory functions of government agencies. In the State House, Jide Onifade, NTA News.
Time now to pause for a break. More reports shortly. Stay tuned.
This is your playground. Get free 200,000 naira preloaded on the new Jumbo SIM to talk, chat, and browse as you like. This includes free data for Facebook, WhatsApp, and Twitter on every recharge. Now, every SIM is a Jumbo SIM. Existing customers dial *224# to join. The largest data network. Glow, grandmasters of data.
Standards Organization of Nigeria, SON, brings a new lease of life to Nigerian SMEs. SON has put a greater premium on developing standards aimed at improving the exports of the nation's food and cash crops. This explains why we have developed more standards for Nigeria's produce like sesame, cocoa, garri, and more, courtesy our accredited state-of-the-art laboratories. In keeping with the federal government's ease of doing business, SON has simplified its processes and turnaround time for cap and man-cap to reduce substandard products and legal arm to prosecute offenders. Join Standards Organization of Nigeria in ridding our nation of substandard goods due to consistent market surveillance and raids. See something, say something. Standards Organization of Nigeria, improving life through standards.
The government and good people of Katsina State welcome participants and the general public to the 32nd National Quranic Recitation Competition, Katsina 2018, 1439 after Hijrah. The opening ceremony takes place at the Mohammed Diko Stadium, Mani Road, Katsina, on Friday, 23rd February to Saturday, March 3rd, same venue. Venues: Katsina State Pilgrims Welfare Board Headquarters for female participants and NYSC Orientation Camp, Mani Road, Katsina, for male delegates. Special guest and chief host, Right Honorable Aminu Bello Masari, Governor of Katsina State. Chairman, Zamfara State Governor Abdulaziz Yari Abubakar. Royal Father of the Day, His Eminence Sultan of Sokoto and President Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, Alhaji Saad Abubakar III. Guest speaker, Professor Ishaq Olanewaju Oloide, OFR, Registrar and Chief Executive of the Joint Admissions and Matriculations Board, JAM. Organizers, Center for Islamic Studies, Usman Danfodio University, Sokoto. Special guest of honor at the closing ceremony, President Muhammad Buhari. Announcer, Local Organizing Committee.
Don't you? 3 Crowns Milk is low in cholesterol and endorsed by the Nigerian Heart Foundation.
3 Crowns Milk. Healthy moms, happy families.
4 years ago, Airtel Nigeria embarked on a massive mission to change the lives of ordinary Nigerians with a groundbreaking project called Touching Lives.
The day I got to their house, she was lying down.
She was virtually bedridden.
It was shocking.
It was a big explosion.
What about my children? Where are my children?
It's after some weeks later that I hear that they are no more again.
They began to cut off our limbs. They went and brought fuel and poured on me and set me on fire.
Airtel wants to set you guys up with a business.
Wow. Airtel is going to give you 1 million naira. Thank you, Airtel. It's okay, it's okay.
Airtel has just given us new hope.
I'll kiss Airtel from head to toe. Airtel is the best.
Thank you, Airtel, for touching Hannah's life.
Do you know that the Nigerian police now operates in the best international practices of policing? Do you know that the Nigerian police has been restructured to be more accountable and responsive to all your security challenges? Now, what the police demand from you is your trust, your collaborative efforts by providing necessary information about criminals and their activities in your neighborhood. Be vigilant to achieve our creed as we promise. We shall police the country based on international core values of policing with integrity. We shall ensure that rule of law prevails in our actions and activities. We shall respect diversity, display courage, show compassion, and demonstrate professionalism. We shall operate within the principle of democratic policing. We shall shun corruption, and we shall make Nigeria safer and secured under the leadership of IGP Ibrahim Otum Idris.
Let the wind of change blowing across the country chase away crime for the benefit of our society. Yes, the Nigerian police says this change must come with peace and tranquility.
This message was brought to you by the Public Relations Department of the Nigerian Police Force.
Welcome back. The Lamido of Adamawa, Dr. Muhammadu Barkindo Aliyu Mustafa, is pleading with President Muhammadu Buhari to remain focused in the implementation of the change agenda and never get distracted by what he called the empty barrels elites who do not mean well for the country. Dr. Aliyu Mustafa stated this while receiving the president at his palace in Yola on a courtesy visit as part of his one-day official visit to Adamawa State. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo reports.
This is President Muhammadu Buhari's second visit to Adamawa, the land of beauty, sunshine and hospitality. Governor Muhammad Jibrila Bindu and the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Bosgida Mustafa, were at the head of the top federal and Adamawa State government officials, including governors from other states that converged on Yola International Airport to give him a befitting reception. For the people of Adamawa, President Muhammadu Buhari is a leader in whom they are very well pleased. His wife Aisha is from here, and the change agenda of the governing APC has not only impacted positively on their lives, but also transformed the state in an unprecedented manner. And as the presidential motorcade headed for the Lamido's Palace, the people turn out in their numbers to show solidarity, support, and adoration to the highly revered Nigerian leader. The Lamido of Adamawa, Dr. Muhammadu Barkindo Aliyu Mustafa, while receiving the president, applauded his honesty, zeal, enthusiasm, and love for Nigeria in the way and manner he carried on with the fight against insecurity, corruption, as well as the economic diversification drive.
I would like to advise Mr. President to maintain his stance and remain focused. Do not listen to the empty barrel Nigerian elites who are shouting their heads, telling Nigerians that your government has done nothing for the country. They have forgotten that you introduced the TSA, which saved Nigeria tens of trillions of naira, which brought about the turnaround of our economy to the better, as well as the insurgency war, which brought the Boko Haram to their knees, which, if not done, they would have reached the Nigerian coast. If that happened, the Nigerian empty barrel elites would have packed their families and their stolen money and left only the traditional rulers and their subjects to remain in Nigeria, come rain, come shine.
The Lamido, who pledged the unalloyed support and loyalty of his people to the president, made a case for his intervention in the relocation of the Yola prison to its permanent site, completion of Chochi irrigation scheme to boost farming activities, as well as the conversion of Modibo Adama University of Technology to a conventional university for enhanced access to tertiary education. President Muhammadu Buhari, who thanked the people for the show of solidarity, reassured Nigerians that their sacrifices in bringing his administration to power will never be in vain.
I'm very pleased with the improvements you said we achieved based on our campaign promise about security, economy, and fighting corruption. I received information about how farmers, those that went back to the land, were happy and they have no regrets. And please remember to thank all those that stood in the sun for so many hours to welcome us here.
The president later inaugurated the 11.2-kilometer Gire road at the highbrow Dogire area of the state capital.
This area is a very important area, like I said, this is where most of our Abuja elites are living. They are very happy, and they have promised that they will all go back to APC, and they will vote for our president, President Muhammadu Buhari, and of course they will vote for the governor, myself, and every other.
The road project, executed in 3 months, is one of the 316 other township roads provided under the Bindo for Social Change Enterprise. President Muhammadu Buhari has since returned to Abuja. Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
And now to the Senate. An extensive period of Tuesday's plenary was devoted to deliberations on the killings that took place in Zurumi local government area of Zamfara State. National Assembly correspondent Dennis Adegunloye reports that as part of resolutions, the Senate urges the federal government to direct the Nigerian Air Force to use air surveillance to identify the location of the armed bandits and flush them out.
Cross-border banditry once again brought the issue of security to the forefront of Senate deliberations and the motion on the urgent need to look into the killings in Zurmi local government area of Zamfara State, moved by Senator representing Zamfara North, Tijani Kaura, drew submissions from several senators.
Aware that Zamfara State government has over the years taken a lot of measures to bring an end to the menace, including but not limited to providing logistics to security agencies.
No amount of effort should be spared in dealing with these issues of killings in Zamfara decisively.
PDP, APC, Labour Party, and so on. Let's forget about that. Let's take a cue from what happened in the United States and other parts of the world and come together. It's a time of trial.
Are they armed robbers? An armed robber will go and steal and run away. But these people are not armed robbers. They are killing people.
We should insist when we pass our resolutions here that the executive implements. And I want here commend Mr. President, President Muhammadu Buhari, for taking the initiative of sending the Minister of Defense, who incidentally is from Zamfara, the IGP police, to go to Zamfara and take every necessary action.
If you look at the chapter 4 of our constitution dealing with fundamental human rights, the first right there is right to life. That shows how important that aspect of the fundamental right is in any country.
Other resolutions include urging the federal government to mount diplomatic pressure on Niger Republic and Chad to forestall criminals from using their territories to launch attacks on Nigeria, and calling on the National Emergency Management Agency to immediately send relief materials to the affected areas. A minute's silence was observed in honor of the deceased. From the National Assembly, Dennis Adigunloye, NTA News.
The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukuru Yusuf Buratai, has assured the people of Benue State of peace and security, particularly in the troubled areas of Guma and Logo local government areas. He stated this during the official flag-off of the exercise Anyam Akpatuma at Bajimba headquarters of Guma local government area. Ben Hanya reports.
Following a presidential directive, the Nigerian Army launched the exercise Anyam Akpatuma, which will cover Benue, Kogi, Nasarawa, and Taraba states. While flagging off the exercise in Bajimba headquarters of Guma local government area, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tuku Yusuf Buratai, assured the people of the return of peace and security to the state, as he explained that the aim of the exercise is to end kidnapping, herders-farmers clash, armed robbery, and cattle rustling, among others. The Army Chief said the Army does not target any group or individual, as he stressed that the rule of engagement will be fully deployed to end criminality.
Explained in that document. So I don't expect any officer or soldier not to, engage to bring any situation to proper control, and anyone that is found, not to follow that rule, he will also be charged accordingly.
Governor Samuel Otom commended the efforts of President Muhammadu Buhari in deploying security to Benue State.
I have confidence that Mr. President's approval of the Chief of Army Staff with his team to come to Benue, another state in the North Central Zone, will restore peace for our people, and our people will return homes.
The Chief of Army Staff also visited some of the free medical outreach centers where the people will be treated as part of the Army's military-civilian relations, which is an integral part of the exercise. From Bajimba in Guma local government area of Benue State, Bem Hanya, NTA News.
Still on security matters, the Deputy Inspector General of Police, Habila Joshak, says the police will continue to reinforce its strategies to hunt down those involved in recent killings in Benue and Nasarawa states. The DIG stated this while parading some suspects alleged to be connected with the killing of 9 police personnel, several civilians. Charles Abba has the details.
In the wake of the recent crisis in Benue State, many lives have been lost following various attacks on communities. Security agents and even innocent travelers have not been spared. Briefing newsmen while parading a number of suspects, the Deputy Inspector General of Police Operations, Habila Joshak, said the police have been on the trail of various groups suspected to have been involved in the different stages of the attacks. Those paraded included 11 people suspected to have been involved in the killing of some travelers in Goko and others alleged to have been involved in the attacks on Guma and Logo communities.
I'm glad to let you know that those who have been linked with the gruesome murder of these police officers and other members of the community and the destruction of the properties, particularly houses and foodstuffs of these communities, have been rounded up.
The DIG assured the people of the police strong presence in the state and well equipped to address the security situation. In Makudi, Charles Abba, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the National Economic Technical Subcommittee on Ending the Herders and Farmers Crisis has concluded its first phase of its assignment in Taraba State, calling on the state government to end the period of implementation of its open grazing prohibition and ranches establishment law until some gray areas are resolved. Joseph Osen reports.
It's been 2 days of intensive debate and discussions from representatives of herders, farmers, socio-cultural groups, religious bodies, traditional rulers, and other stakeholders in Taraba State on the lingering herders and farmers crisis, with diverse versions on the causes of the crisis and solutions.
And so we have no rights, no matter the level of provocation, to take lives. And we believe in God that with our coming and our living, we will live peace and all killings will cease in the land of Taraba. I will try my best to make sure I empower you. Since I'm knowing your problems, I will look into it with the view of solving it and making sure that one day you'll be exporting this meat.
We have never seen a kobo sink into livestock. A kobo. Lasting solution to all these crises is the law he signed into order. Farmers will farm peacefully.
The National Economic Technical Subcommittee on Ending Herders and Farmers Crisis resolved that a committee made up of stakeholders is set up to address areas of conflict. In Jalingo, Joseph Sound Otsen, NTA News.
Time now to join Lagos Network Center with Elizabeth standing by. Over to you, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Yusuf, and a warm welcome to Lagos. The broadcast industry in Nigeria runs the risk of losing patronage to emerging social media if operators do not design unique digital content that identify with the consumption need of the audience. This formed the nucleus of discussion at the 4th International Summit on Content Building and Management for Digital Broadcast Media, organized by the Broadcasting Organizations of Nigeria and StarTimes. Michael Olaleye reports.
The workshop agreed that innovation and consumer orientation are imperative for retaining the audience in a digital world apparently challenged by the social media and virtual reality. Coping with this complex trend, stakeholders believe is found in embracing the arrays of possibilities inherent in the digital ecosystem.
The best way for us to invent the future is to invent, adapt, and innovate so that we can continue to stay ahead of the curve.
Your content will not survive if it's general. OTT is about unique content. It's about niche content. It's about inspirational media. This is the dominant trend. This is what we see in terms of patterns in the world.
On the challenges of regulating digital content due to its numerous unverifiable sources, the National Broadcasting Corporation says entrenching standard is the key to quality broadcasting.
We also have a system, that is embedded also on the set-top box and in the call center operation where we can also commodify or monetize content. We hope to use it to get money for digital access fee.
The two-day summit, organized by BAN and StarTimes, had NTA management in attendance. In Lagos, Michael Olaleye, NTA News.
You're still watching 19 Network News. More reports ahead when we return. Stay with us.
Get an unfair advantage that puts you in front of everyone else. Be the first to have an immersive movie experience. 1,000 Naira equals 2 gigabytes. That's 30 hours of video content. With the power to broadcast yourself, the world is your stage. 2,500 Naira equals 7.2 gigabytes that lets you upload 120 hours of dance video. Get the unfair advantage, powered by Glow Data Unmatched. Also enjoy free YouTube and iFlix. Dial *777#.
The largest data network, Glow, grandmasters of data.
My father said opportunity knocks every minute. He used to say to me that even the rising sun is an opportunity. A man must give each day everything. I live by those words. Just 1 minute of one day can change everything. Every day he stepped out with the belief that today might just be that day.
At FCMB, we believe every day is a new opportunity. Let's help you step forward and take it. FCMB, my bank and I.
Straight A's mean better days. On those days I worry, my mind's so blurry. Studied every chapter, still can't find the answer. Always is the answer with its comfortable top layer and reliable protection with Super Gel. No stay, no chat. I know I'll get straight A's. Straight A's mean better days. Our future starts today. Stay happy always.
Now for only 150 Naira, get the new Always Pocket Money Pack.
When I was a little girl, I loved spending time with Mum and Grandma cleaning the house. I knew what Grandma's secret was. I was so excited to sing in the choir.
And your shirts are always so white.
I knew what Mum's secret was. Today, I'm a modern woman that still trusts the secrets passed down to me.
It's Jik, of course, the trusted bleach which can be used all around your house for amazing results. Shh, it's our little secret. It's no secret. Jik removes 101 stains. Just Jik it.
When you wake up in the morning before you start your day,
breakfast time is Kellogg's time.
For work and for play, for a great start to your day.
Breakfast time is Kellogg's time.
We always start our day with a nourishing Kellogg's breakfast, powered with the goodness of grains and 11 essential vitamins and minerals. Kellogg's makes a great tasting breakfast for all of us. So in our family, breakfast time is Kellogg's time.
So I eat Kellogg's for breakfast. It keeps me full of energy. It's tasty and nutritious. And schoolwork's it's so easy. Kellogg's every day.
Breakfast time is Kellogg's time.
Breakfast is Kellogg's.
So give your family a tasty, nutritious breakfast of Kellogg's today. Now also available at just 15 Naira.
Breakfast time is Kellogg's time.
The winning energy and great Milo taste, now ready to go.
Milo!
The winning energy and great Milo taste, now ready to go.
Milo!
The winning energy and great Milo taste, now ready to go.
The Director General, Management and Staff of the National Broadcasting Commission cordially invite all stakeholders in the broadcasting industry in Nigeria to the switch on of digital terrestrial television services in Osun State. The event will hold as follows. Date: Friday, 24th February 2018. Venue: NTA Oshobo premises, Okebuba, Bogon Ibadan Road, Oshobo, Osun State. Time: 10 a.m. prompt. Special guest of honor: His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Guest of honor: His Excellency Ogbeni Rahuf Aregboshola, Executive Governor of Osun State. Chief host: Alhaji Lai Mohammed, Honorable Minister of Information and Culture. Come and be a part of the digital revolution. NBC, your rights to quality broadcasting. Ishak Modibo Kau, Director General, Announcer.
Welcome back. The House of Representatives is considering a bill that seeks to establish the Excess Revenue Fund account. The bill, which has been passed for second reading, is aimed at providing legal backing for accounts such as the excess crude account. National Assembly correspondent Ignatius Onkwo reports.
Lack of constitutional backing has been one of the major criticisms against the existence of the excess crude oil account that Nigeria operates today. This necessitated the introduction of a bill that seeks to amend the Allocation of Revenue Act of 2004 to provide for the establishment of an excess revenue fund account. The bill was sponsored by Representative Lovett Idisi from Delta State.
Without appropriate legal appropriation and backing, it amounts to illegality.
It is only this National Assembly that, based on Section 80, that can establish that account.
We are saying it as if it is so natural that we always have excess every year.
Whether they are doing it rightly or wrongly, it must be established by law.
The need to embrace ranching in Nigeria resonated on the floor as Representative Mohammed Onawo from Nasarawa State moved a motion on the need to educate and encourage herdsmen on the benefit of ranching instead of the proposed cattle colonies.
And you'll be able to sift between criminals and those that are really rearing cows.
We should start begin to tune our mind to modern way of doing things.
Confining them now is not the best solution because of those that are coming that are of even greater number.
For you to have a successful ranch, you should have at least 7 to 8 months of rainfall, which is basically impossible.
Colonies, stricter sense defined, means a combination of 3, 4, or 5 ranches in one place.
The legislators resolved to investigate alleged diversion of 62.3 billion naira by the past board of the Nigerian Social Insurance Trust Fund from the National Assembly. Ignatius Onkwo, NTA News.
Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed has restated that the federal government will not under any guise stifle the media in the country. The minister restated this in Abuja when he granted audience to the Chief Executive Officer of TVC Communication. Anthony Fossen reports.
The Information and Culture Minister, Lai Mohammed, while commending the TVC Chief Executive, said TVC has come a long way within a short period, having rich content in its news and programming, but was quick to draw attention to some unprofessional conduct by media organizations, saying the media has a great role to play in a democracy.
The media in Nigeria today is a very powerful one. And I think they've earned their stripes, I must say this. The way the media today generally is reporting the government does not take into cognizance the challenges the government met and that the government is trying to overcome.
Looking inwards, the minister said the present administration has done what it can do within its powers to put Nigeria back in shape. Hence, the media must partner with government.
Report, but please be fair to us. You must know where we are coming from before you make a judgment as to where we are. We came from the very, very deep under. And we are committed, we are focused, and we would cooperate with the media. But we also want the media to please also understand where we are coming from.
The Chief Executive Officer of TVC Communication, Andrew Hanlon, said their visit is to explore avenues for mutual relationship.
And that is a demonstration of our commitment to the Nigerian audiovisual sector and to the Nigerian economy, and to continue to invest and to employ more people. And
TVC is a 24-hour television station owned by Continental Broadcasting Services Limited, based in Lagos. In Abuja, Anthony Fossen, NTA News.
The act of saving lives, compliance with traffic regulations, educating the public on safer road initiatives attracted rewards during the closing ceremony of the Federal Road Safety Corps 30th Anniversary Award Night. Among several recipients was the Nigerian Television Authority, recognized for contributing to road safety development in Nigeria. Emmanuel Anyimiro was there.
If you imagine the number of lives that have been saved between 1988 to 2018 by the FRSC and other stakeholders, the need to celebrate those who have contributed in one way or the other to reduce accidents on the road are worthy of recognition. Going by the 1976 record of accidents, which was about 41,000 and less than 5,000 in 2017, road crashes have indeed reduced. The award night, therefore, honored all past and present secretaries of the government of the Federation, which supervised FRSC, past and present Corps Marshal, NURTW, and other individuals for their sustained support for road safety management.
It gives me satisfaction, not just me alone, because a lot of people can derive some benefit from my performance.
Continue to partner with road safety, and I call on the entire members of my union. They should be road conscious and they should cooperate with the Federal Road Safety Commission so that they can achieve free accident road.
For the largest television network in Africa, the NTA, recognized for effective road safety campaign, Nigerians should expect more contributions.
Issues that concerns the protection of lives and property, especially on the safety on our roads, NTA is in the forefront. You know, in our programming, in our reportage, anywhere road safety is, we are there. NTA has received a lot of laurels, and this one is very, very important one for that matter that affects the lives of the individuals and the nation at large.
With all the recognition and many more to come, sustained road safety management is the new order. Emmanuel Ayimiro, NTA News.
The Procter Gamble company is marking 25 years of operating in Nigeria with more education-related programs to build on the 6.6 million girl child already benefiting from its different interventions. Ilyasu Ali Yakubu, who was at the junior secondary school Karu, venue for one of the Silver Jubilee celebration, reports that students of different girls' schools that attended the event left with entrepreneurial knowledge and packs of sanitary and domestic products.
P&G always keeping girls in school projects. I can have a pleasurable moment in school and thrive.
These are students of different secondary schools in FCT who converge on junior secondary school Karu to listen to lectures on entrepreneurship and demonstrations on how to use different sanitary and domestic products. This is courtesy of the P&G industry, which is celebrating 25 years of operating in Nigeria, producing 6 brands of Pampers, Ariel, Always, Gillette, Oral-B toothpaste, and Safeguard soap. The company, whose corporate social responsibility activities in education cut across 26 states of the Federation, is making the Silver Jubilee by making deliberate efforts to empower the girl child and guarantee more employment.
Our social investments touch over 3 million Nigerians annually in health and education programs.
One step further in this program is also engaging the community on the importance of providing hygiene materials for the girls to enable them to go to school.
We talk about today, for example, reaching about 1 million girls every year in the Always School program that we do. Our goal is to continue to do more of this and even reach more girls, out there in the country.
Wife of Kebbi State Governor Zainab Shinkafi Bagudu and the Minister of Budget and National Planning, who was represented, acknowledged the impact of the company on millions of Nigerians and urged to do more.
The way we can get them and engage them to improve and expand their activities to core areas of the north like Kebbi, where I'm from, so that girls there can also benefit from their social investment programs.
A memorandum of understanding was signed between the company and the implementing partners as part of the anniversary. In Abuja, Ilyasu Ali Yakubu, NTA News.
Executive Vice Chairman of the Nigerian Communications Commission, NCC, Professor Umar Garba Ambata, says the mandatory regime for telecommunications operators in Nigeria is to make them more vibrant and dynamic to meet international standards. He was speaking at a sensitization workshop on the Code of Corporate Governance for Telecommunications Industry in Kano. Muhammad Rabiu Ali reports.
The Northwest Zone Sensitization Workshop by the NCC was to engage telecom operators and stakeholders to comply with the implementation and compliance of mandatory regime. It is also a platform to fashion out ways of addressing challenges faced by telecom operators and improving their services. Executive Vice Chairman of the NCC, Professor Dambata, says the Commission will not compromise to unacceptable practices and unethical behavior, hence the need to comply with the code.
What we need in this country are stronger institutions. So all measures necessary must be put in place to strengthen institutions of governance.
After a robust engagement with stakeholders, the Commission commenced a mandatory phase of monitoring and enforcing compliance with the provision of the code effective from 1st November 2016.
President of the Nigeria Bar Association, Abubakar Balarabe Mahmoud, who presented a paper on corporate governance and business sustainability, enforcement as a tool for entrenching compliance, said there is need to sanitize the telecom sector. A panel of discussants on the code commended the NCC for the initiative, highlighted some issues to be addressed. These include language of the code, lack of clarity, ambiguity, among others.
The corporate code of governance across the sector, it will improve business sustainability.
Kano, Muhammad Rabi Ali, NTA News.
We'll take a short break now. Stay with us.
Tuesday Live this week is on several perspectives and dimensions of security challenges. It promises to be incisive, informative, and educative. Join us.
During a successful meeting between the organizers of the first National Grassroots Sports Festival, Sports for All, with stakeholders who requested for shift in date and subsequent presentation at the National Council on Sports meeting, the first National Grassroots Sports Festival, Sports for All, has been shifted to 19th to 29th of April 2018. Venue, National Stadium, Abuja, packages A and B. This is an opportunity for state government, public and private organizations, companies and individuals to promote their achievements and brand through the festival. For broadcast sponsorship, contact Angelo Peter I. Elosia, Chairman and Chief Coordinator, or Nick Oyinsi. Organizers, Grassroots International Sports Academy and LOP Worldwide Television. Endorsed by the Federal Ministry of Youth and Sports Development. Broadcast partner, NTA, the largest television network in Africa.
We want to buy Indomie noodles. 4 packs, please.
Yola.
This is not my Indomie. Please, sir, it's not Indomie. Don't call it Indomie.
Sir, the taste is the difference. The difference is in the taste. That's why my brothers, my mommy, my daddy, and I all enjoy our delicious, so very delicious Indomie noodles. The difference is the taste.
From our wonderful family, meet Patty for celebrating the high points of life with friends. And then there's me, Jolly Jolly, bringing nourishment to every gathering. Packed with healthy nutrition, nourishing vitamins, power of protein, strength of calcium, revitalizing energy. Hollandia yogurt is bursting with goodness inside and out. Hollandia yogurt, it's all good.
Sore throats, it's often caused by bacteria and viruses. Feels like you're having a party. You need Strepsils. It soothes the pain, plus it fights the germs with 2 germ-killing actives. Double power in 1 lozenge. Bye-bye sore throat. Take Strepsils.
Dettol team is visiting schools to teach children how to protect themselves from diseases. Do you know how we get illnesses like diarrhea, cough, and cold? No! They are spread through germs which are everywhere. You collect germs that cause diseases. You pick up germs from any surface, like when you don't wash your hands after going to the toilet, while playing. And then you can get sick because of germs. That's why you need to fight germs to stay healthy by washing your hands and taking your bath with Dettol soap to protect from up to 100 illness-causing germs.
Wash, wash, wash your hands. What you have to do is bath, bath, bath yourself. Dettol soap every day. Wash, wash, wash your hands.
And now to sports. FIFA President Gianni Infantino commends Nigeria for her commitment to sports development as Victor Moses and Asisat Oshoala emerged best male and female players of the 2017 NFF ITO Award. Ademola Omokivie has more on Sports Update.
It was